like that.
Open with our faces, the faces from the poster we made.
I forget how we did it.
I was like this.
That's pretty funny.
All right. We live?
What's going on? We are live, yeah.
What's going on? Fanatics Fest tomorrow. Excited. All right.
Fanatics Fest. A lot of rumblings. Obviously, we had the National last month, which was the biggest ever. And, obviously the first Fanatics, it seems like they are trying to, I don't know if it's a direct competition or providing an alternative, but it seems like they are getting in the convention game.
Yeah, and I've been asking around, like, to just different people, collectors. There's a shop, like, in Clark, not too far from here, that I went to, and I was talking to the owner, just kind of just picking people's brains about, like, what they thought about it, and I'm getting, like, mixed reactions. I feel like people don't think that it's going to be a good show for dealers, because they feel like it's going to be more of an autograph show. Like, people are just going to go there to meet the stars and all that, and not really, venture into the collector's world. But I think the opposite. I think that it's going to bring more people into it, and like kind of like at least have people go through. And me being there today, just the amount of dealers I saw there, I was like, holy crap, this is like a national 2.0. Just the collectibles part of it. That's how big it was. So I don't know. I think people have mixed reactions. I think this is going to be a good indicator of what to expect going forward. Because I think the Nationals. I don't consider it a direct competitor, but I do think the National is going to have to step their game up after this.
Yeah, I think the difference to me is, you're right. I think the National may have to step it up. Not that they really need to. I mean, the National is a National. It's almost 50 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. It's got the name. It's got the tradition. But the National, to me, is still... It's not that it's outdated, but I don't think that I think there's too much not vintage, I guess, maybe vintage.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot of people there that have been there forever, and they take up a lot of space, and it seems like there's nothing really going on. And I think it's taking away from the more modern collector and the shift in collecting in general. And I think Fanatics, what they're doing is modernizing the whole thing. And so that's why they keep, pushing or promoting the fact that it's going to be an experience, not so much, just like your typical convention, but they are selling the experience. You already see a lot of stuff that they're putting out there where, like, you don't have to really be a collector, but you walk in and you just get to do things that you would never do at a regular convention. And while you're there, even if you don't collect, like you said, it's people passing through. And so they might see something, their favorite player, favorite team, something that looks cool to them, or maybe they're just curious, and, there you go. You just brought on, a new collector at that point. It's just new people to the hobby, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I agree with the vintage thing. I mean, I have nothing against vintage. I don't really collect vintage, but it's always going to be around. But I do think you're right that there is way too many vintage, and I think what they have to start doing is that they have to start, because this year at the National they didn't really, like, stuff was all over the place. Like, if you wanted vintage, I feel like there should be an area just for vintage. Like that should be part of their thing now. It's like, all right, are you vintage? Are you modern? And that way they can kind of segregate the vintage to one area. So that way, if you are looking for vintage, you know where to go. Just
Yep.
go to that area. Not like we were walking around and we were like, oh, vintage, modern. But like we weren't really sure where to go. I mean, it was kind of in that one room, but it was just so spread out throughout that room that I felt like they should have done a better job just to make it easier for people to kind of navigate. I know there's a map and all that, and which is fine, but what I didn't see, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some vintage here at Fanatics Fest, but what I didn't see was that, like, you can tell a vintage booth or just by looking at it from a distance, tell that booth is probably vintage. I didn't see that. I saw a lot of the modern, pretty much 95% was all modern. And I didn't walk the whole thing, and there was people still setting up, so there could have been guys that came in afterwards, but yeah, I think this is a pretty heavy modern sports cards show. But yeah, I mean, and you're right too. The National will always be the National. I just think that they're definitely gonna have to step it up a little bit because just the experience that you're gonna get at Fanatics Fest, I think, is awesome. Like that, the stuff you see there, I was just like, man, this takes a lot of thinking through, and I'm sure they've been planning this thing for like well over a year.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot going on over there.
It's also not cheap, man.
I know.
That's the other thing. I know you're paying for that for the experience, but it's not cheap. So, we'll see how it goes for them. If it is really successful, kudos to them for being able to charge that and knowing that they were going to get that fulfilled. And, I read in a couple of places that people are selling their tickets like 2-3 times
like secondary
retail
market. Yeah,
it's like
they're
that's
also
wild. Like you wouldn't expect that for a convention. I mean, you sports games, yeah, but like a convention, holy crap!
Well, that happens in Comic-Con. It happens in Comic-Con all the time.
Comic-Con does happen.
Comic-Con sells out, and then people are selling on the secondary market.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to show how big it is, right? Because the VIPs, they had a thing up saying VIPs were sold out.
Yeah.
To sell out VIPs, those VIP tickets were expensive.
Yep.
So, I mean, I could just imagine what they're going for on the secondary market. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a hell of a turnout. I'm just curious to see what the flow through the dealer, the card dealer area is going to look like.
I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be good. I don't see a negative. I mean, they're gonna be curious. They're gonna be in there anyway. I mean, you paid a lot of money to get in. Like, why wouldn't you walk the whole thing? Like, why limit yourself? So they're gonna be walking around. And the other thing is, because of the modern collector, they're a little more, not everybody, but they're typically people who are a little more hyped and more inviting, as opposed to like the vintage collectors at the National, where they're just sitting there in a chair behind a table looking through their binder, still pricing everything for like the past 80 years.
Yeah.
And like it's just, that's it. You can walk around, look at binders, nobody talks, as opposed to now where you have like breakers, they're active, you have the more modern guys, the younger guys, they're a little more hyped up about the whole thing, so they can talk to you.
Yeah.
So I think it's just it's better. It goes with the flow because Fanatics is good at hyping things up and making it look very, very exciting. So kind of goes with the flow. And that's why you're not seeing the vintage. I mean, the vintage guys are not going to go there. They already don't like the whole thing.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's going to be
good.
It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be, I mean, there's anything you're looking for, I'm sure you're going to find there.
Yeah.
Vintage. Yeah,
it's all good, man.
Really
I hope you guys do very well. I'm not going. I would never step foot in New York City. I hate that trashy place. But
well, you're going to Portugal. Even if you weren't going, you wouldn't go to this thing.
No,
Really?
Yeah, I would not go.
I mean,
New York City, I'm out.
yeah, but
That's
you're
it.
not like you see like what we're doing. And I mean, I don't really think people care, but we're taking the ferry over, so it's like it leaves you right across the street. So I mean, I was talking to Tyler from Santiago Sports when I was there, and he rented he what you call it, he booked a hotel there in the city, so he's going to be walking back and forth. But he was like, yeah, I was really considering taking the ferry because it's convenient. It's like right there. It literally leaves you right across the street from the Javits Center. Only problem is I think it leaves you behind the building. I think you still have to walk around to the
Yeah.
front. I mean, I don't know. We'll see if they're opening the back doors. I don't think they are, but yeah, I mean, it's in a perfect spot, man. Like you can get there from anywhere. There's a ton of parking lots around, so it's not hard to park there. It's just I'm sure those lots are going to fill up really quick, especially on a Friday where there's already cars there from whoever's
Yeah,
working.
that's gonna be wild.
So, but yeah, I mean, New York City's New York City. It's fast. There's a lot going on, so I
That's
get.
why I will not go there.
I still
I'm
think
good.
you still want to experience it. It's only one weekend.
That's all right. I'll pass on that.
Well, speaking on this, I mean, I know, I mean, I've heard, I've seen some talk about them wanting to do one in Orlando. I don't know when, but I've heard that's where they're going next. So it'd be fun to see. I mean, I'm down for a trip to Orlando.
Definitely down for that. I'll go there.
But yeah, I'm excited about this. We'll see what happens. But if it goes well, I'll do it all the time.
All right.
Yeah, Fanatics Fest. I mean, this is gonna post after this. When are we posting this?
I'm posting this probably by Saturday.
Oh, nice. So we'll be there. Okay. So if you guys are watching, come to booth 3240. We'll be there.
Love that Chit.
Yep.
And you're gonna have my Zion mystery boxes.
Yep.
Let's go.
It's not a real debut. I mean, we've been doing by Zions for a little while now, but not.
It's a teaser.
We've never really debuted it per se. So this will be like a sneak peek, I guess.
Yeah, they're teasers. Yeah, we've had them at the shows. They're teasers. Affordable.
Yep.
And it's basically, in case you don't know, my Zion mystery box. You get a Zion slab case 1, which holds a couple slabs. There you go. You get one of those. It's already $20 right off the bat. And then inside you get 1 to 2 cards, either graded or Mag Pro'd. So
it's good value. It's good value. We're selling them for $50 each, and the floor, like Bruno said, you're already getting a $20 case. So the floor is anywhere from, what was it? Was it 20 for cards and up to 500?
Yeah. For card value. So, if you really want to talk value, I guess worst case scenario, you'll lose like $10, $20 in value. $10.
Yeah, very
$20 case, $20 in cards. Worst case, you'll lose $10. Best case scenario, what's the ceiling on that?
I think 500.
There you go. So you can make 10 times.
Yeah, definitely there. So yeah, so that's Fanatics Fest. So we'll be there. If you guys are around, feel free to stop by, say hello.
Ain't doing Chit in New York City, I'll tell you that much. New York Chitty.
Yeah, I do like that it's right next to the Lincoln Tunnel, so it's like kind of away from all the hustle and bustle. So it's not a terrible area for it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so speaking of
I like your shirt.
I know. I'm wearing it tomorrow.
Love that Chit. Man, we should make a bunch of those. I bet you we could sell those at shows.
These would probably sell well.
They'll sell. Everybody asks about it.
Yeah. Well, I like this one. We have that rip pull sleeve repeat. I thought that was like our
people like that one too. Yeah.
We gotta make more. So
Yeah, I'm still missing the 3 cards.
yeah.
I'm just staring at it. Looks horrible.
That from what is that? Chronicles?
2022 Chronicles. It's the it's all about the game set.
I gotta
Damn it.
keep up on eBay for you.
I check every day. Every day. Card number 3, number 6, and number 13.
Well, I mean, this Fanatics Fest is heavy wrestling show, so maybe someone will have it there. I'll look around.
That's going to be impossible.
Did you see that the whole downtown thing? This whole craze going on the last week or so.
Yeah, it was Optic
Downtown
first
thing.
off the line.
Yeah. So I'm very confused.
They fucked up.
I'm just. I saw the note that they put out, the little memo.
Yeah.
So, but it was so many cases though. Like I felt like their memo said it was like only a few cases. But what's the odds that it happens on like release day? Well, I guess.
Well, remember it's first off the line.
Yeah.
So it's already a shorter print run as far as I understand it. But they just fucked up. According to them, it didn't affect anything, which doesn't make any sense. What do you mean it didn't affect? Like you're putting more out there.
I haven't really watched many Optic breaks, so I haven't seen if like are they still case hits?
Yeah,
Case
in the regular hobby, yes, you will get one in every I forget how many cases, but
so yeah, it's not a case hit, so there's not one per case.
I don't think it's one per case.
I thought it was.
I don't think so. I might be wrong, but I could have sworn it was one every few cases. But nonetheless, I mean, the first off the line, to have it hit 25 in one case,
that's insane.
Is just insane.
It's 2 per box, pretty much, right? It's a 12 box.
Yeah, or 2 to 3 in a box. That's crazy.
Like a regular insert.
Yeah. So, I don't think it's going to affect pricing at all either. Like, it's so downtowns are so hot that if anything, it's just going to make people want to buy it more. That's how I see it. Well, I don't think it's going to affect the pricing. It's just a bad look. Yeah. That they messed up that bad. But I mean, it was cool. It was fun to watch. Right off the bat, people were, coming up with conspiracy theories about loaded boxes because, of course, it was the breakers that break a lot of that stuff anyway. So, of course, they're like, "Oh, look at that! They're getting the boxes," but it was a fuck up by Panini. So it is what it is. But it was pretty funny though.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't. I mean, I think the downtown is the best looking card out there. I mean, I like the kabooms too, but I think the downtown is definitely. I mean, the artwork on it, it's a great looking card. So
they're really, really nice. Well, the kabooms, I don't like the kabooms now. I like the kabooms of yesteryear when they had that cartoon look, that comic look.
They still kind of have that, no? It's like that. Oh, like the more comic-y, like it's more like
a cartoon kind of look. Yeah,
I hear you.
Now they just put just a regular image and just put the kaboom in the back.
Well, it's still a drawn image, right? It's not the image of. It's not the actual player. It's still like a drawn out image, isn't it? I mean, it? From what I remember, I don't know. I don't have a current kaboom card to really compare it to look it up. But I thought it was still like an art, like a drawn photo, like the player, but it was a drawn version. Let me see, 2024.
My eyes are going crazy on me if it is.
Oh, I guess.
It's almost like they use the filter. Because it's not. It looks like it's the regular image, and then they do put like a
comic,
like an art filter on it.
Yeah.
Because it looks too real.
Yeah.
But back then, the cartoons looked like cartoons, and to me, they looked cooler.
I didn't realize they put the kabooms in the USA Stars and Stripes.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I mean, you're gonna get kabooms of
People don't buy that Chit.
kabooms
Fuck.
of players that are never gonna make it to the league, but I guess it works.
You never know. 15 years later, you might have a Mike Trout trying to pull his own kaboom out of the box.
That was pretty sick.
That was awesome.
I like to think that wasn't like a staged thing.
Nah.
I don't know if at this point Topps would know where a Trout auto was.
No.
And I don't know where Trout got the box anyway. I'm sure. I don't know. Did he pay for it? Did someone give it to him? I don't know. Whatever.
He'd probably pay for it. He loves collecting.
No, I know. But I don't know. I just watching it and just his reaction, I think, is authentic. He's like, because he was like, no,
Yeah.
he was just like a collector. Like if I would have pulled it, I would have reacted the same way.
Yeah, he it's funny how he did it too. It was, the whole thing was cool because his kid is like, "Oh, we need to get you. We need to get you." And then he's like, "Oh yeah." Then when he pulls it, he's like, "Oh, we just pulled a banger," or whatever he said. And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's like anybody's reaction."
Yeah.
So that was cool. Pretty cool.
I saw some of the comments too. Some people were like, "Is he still shaking?"
Oh my god.
People were like, "I'm still shaking."
Well, I mean, it kind of looked like he was like he didn't know what to do. It's like you said, it was definitely an authentic reaction. Like he got excited, he was amped up, and he almost like didn't really know how to like handle the card at that point.
I think the best part was when he was about to put it in the penny sleeve, and the son was like, "No, you got to put it in this in the top loader." He wanted to put it without the penny sleeve.
Yeah. Oh man, it's good.
I thought that was really cool, and it helps the hobby too, man. To see like these players like doing that kind of stuff. There's a player.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, there's a player that I thought was a cool concept too.
I think we were going to say the same thing.
Same thing.
I think so.
He's a pitcher, and he anytime somebody hits a home run off of him, he buys their card. So I thought that was cool. I mean, yeah, it's I would probably do something like that too if I was in the league. But probably,
yeah, I just saw that. A couple days ago, and he's like, they asked him like, what if they hit twice? He's like, then I have to get an auto of that guy. It's pretty cool.
It's weird that he's buying it off of the ones that hit home runs off of him, because I would be like, I mean, if I was a player, I'd probably want to. Like if I was a pitcher, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to buy a card of every person I strike out.
Yeah,
cards.
Exactly. Like, look at that asshole.
So, like, if I'm a hitter, then I'd be like, yeah, I'd buy one off of every pitcher I hit. So he's going the opposite way, but I mean, it's whatever. It's still pretty cool.
No, that's cool. Yeah, exactly.
So it's good to see these guys. I mean, I know Corbin Carroll's a big collector. It's cool to see these guys like into it. I think Bobby Witt too is a collector.
Yeah, it's definitely, and more so in baseball. It seems like in the other sports you don't really hear much.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember,
definitely baseball.
You got to remember these baseball players, like they've been. I think it's a little different because they've been around with like little league, and I think the way they're brought up is a little different than like, I'm not trying to say like football players aren't brought up the same way, because it's different, right? Because baseball is more of like a I guess a blue collar sport, or like a sport where like these kids they're just brought up differently, right? You hear about it in basketball and football all the time, like kids that were like on the street and they just got into basketball to like kind of get off the street and all. You don't hear that in baseball. Baseball, it's all, what do you see? You see all these kids that probably came up with money, right? And their parents were probably collectors, or they were into baseball cards when they were young. So you're seeing that now transcend into like the kids that are coming up.
Well, maybe in this country.
Yeah.
But the stories outside this country are like the basketball and football, stories here.
Yeah.
Tough upbringing, poor, stuff like that. And that's all they had. It was their passion. But in this country, yeah, I think you do see a little bit more of like, like you said, like middle to upper class that, commit themselves to this at a very early age.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and I don't know why baseball is more like card driven? Is it because of the prospecting, maybe?
I think it's because baseball cards is how it started. You never heard
Maybe.
of football cards being printed in the 50s and 60s. It didn't.
Yeah.
So whenever people were talking about cards, it was always baseball cards. With tobacco cards and all that stuff. That was all baseball. And then I think in the 80s is when they started printing, Tops and Upper Deck started printing football and basketball and all that. Maybe
No, you had basketball in the 70s.
Maybe 70s, yeah. But it was after. It was really
Yeah.
or after baseball. And I don't know why. I don't know why that was the thing. Doesn't really make sense because I guess it was the most popular sport in America back then. Now football's taken over, but it was definitely the most. It was the more popular sport. I actually heard a crazy stat that I was like, "Damn, is that true?" So baseball's been around for over 100 years. So I think it's 110 years now. I think the 1890s, so maybe a little more, 120, whatever it is. And the amount of professional baseball players that have ever played for a major league team. You know how many that is?
Probably about 600.
1,000?
Maybe.
So,
for a professional team?
Played for
100 years, professional team.
20 years.
There's 30 now.
There's 30
There
teams.
wasn't always 30. Let's say about on average. So let's say 1,500 years worth. Professional team. How many players on a team?
Well,
about 20,
you have an active
30?
roster, which is 25. And then you have the 40-man roster, which is the guys that kind of go up and down through the minors.
Damn. That's a lot.
But they don't always put on a major league uniform.
Right.
Because you have a number of minor league players that played minor league ball that never wore
yeah.
Uniform, right? So the biggest stadium in the MLB is like 67,000, and if you would put all the baseball players in that stadium, would fill it like 75%. So it's about 60,000 players that have actually put on a major league uniform, which I was like, damn, like it's been around so long, and that's it, 60,000. And I started doing the math real quick. I'm like, I guess that makes sense because if you think about it,
that's what I just did. It seems like that would make sense.
I remember players play for a long time, so like,
yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. I just thought that was really weird. And it just goes to show how good you have to be to actually make it to the major league. Out of all the minor league players that have passed through baseball, there's been millions. There's been millions, and only 60,000 have actually put on a major league uniform and played, or had an actual at bat or threw a pitch. Freaking insane.
Yeah, man.
The number was really.
I mean, if you start breaking it down, there is a lot of baseball happening in this country. I mean, all the way down to Little League and all that. Like, just because my son started Little League this year and seeing it and seeing, the different leagues and how many people are involved and all this stuff, I'm like, damn, this is just here in this like zip code. I can only imagine what's going on throughout the rest of the country where it's even bigger.
Well, just think about this. So, baseball-wise, just how many players actually... There's 30 teams, right? Every team has 6 minor league teams. They have 2 rookie ball teams, an A-ball team, an A+, AA, and AAA.
Damn.
That's all the minor league affiliates. And so, let's say every one of those teams would have 25 players, let's say, an active roster, right? So 25 times 6, that's 150 just in the minor leagues at any given year. Plus the major league roster, it's another 25. It's 175 a year, right? You multiply that by 30 teams, that's 5,000 players, give or take.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's the amount of guys that actually make it to professional baseball, right?
Right.
Rookie ball, the rookie, what they call rookie balls when they sign an international free agent at 17 years old, they'll throw them in rookie ball. that's still a professional baseball team. These guys are getting paid, but it's a lot of players that come through and play, like a lot of players in baseball. And
already, yeah.
Right. Only a certain, like a very small percentage make it to the majors. So you're talking probably over the last 120 years. I mean, minor league ball is only more modern. It's since like the 60s. But even then, take 60 years of minor league baseball, 5,000 players or so a year. I mean, it's just a lot of players. And I think it's only like 2% that actually make the major leagues. It's crazy.
Yeah, if you just do the number where you said like about 175 per team,
Mm-hmm.
that means that 14% are on the major major league team.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like you said, a lot of those players are around for a few years, so it's not changing all the time. So the fact that and on the bottom they're constantly revolving, so like that 14 definitely turns into that 2, 3, 4%,
Like 2%.
which is insane.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. It's a really crazy number. And I mean, basketball and football is probably similar. I know football has a bigger roster, it's 53, and it's probably the same concept, but you don't have these minor league teams and all this stuff. You have like the practice squad and all that. Guys that play on the practice squad that never make, a game or make a roster because they don't get the opportunity, but it's just not as many as baseball. It's crazy. I think hockey may be a little bit similar too. But it's just the amount of people that actually pursue baseball or any sport, the amount of people that actually make it to the majors is so small percentage wise that it's just like, damn, like if you spent your whole life trying and you don't make it, it's like, damn, what do you do now? I don't want to like get off topic here, but I have some good, I guess, stories coming through my head. I when I was working for my previous company, I hired, I don't know if I told you this story. I hired 2 what we called lumpers, which were guys who were unloading and loading trucks.
Yeah, the lumpy ass.
Yeah, and they played professional baseball, and I thought they were bullshitting me. So I went on baseballreference.com and I typed in their names, and they came up.
Little fact check.
I was like, holy crap! Like these guys are, and one of them was actually a really good pitcher in the minor leagues. He made it all the way to AAA. And the 2 Colombian kids, like, they're in good shape, and you could tell that, they're probably athletically gifted because they're tall, lean, and, they work really hard. Like the way they throw boxes, they're fast. So
got that chisel body.
They're definitely athletic. So it just goes to show now these 2 guys are lumping containers for, $50, $60 a container. Meanwhile, they're probably making decent money in the minors. They probably got signed out of wherever from Colombia for a couple $100,000, played in the minors for a little bit, and that was it. That was their moment of glory. After that, it's like I said, what do you do now?
Well, you become a lumper. You struck out in baseball, apparently. Fuck.
Or you didn't strike out enough people.
Fuck.
Yeah, so.
Oh, man.
It's like, I'm sure, like, it's crazy because anywhere you go, you'll probably find some people that made it,
yeah,
to professional baseball, just not the major leagues. Why baseball?
All right, well, guess what? Baseball still sucks. Fuck.
I know that wasn't one of our topics, but I think that was some
that's
good.
All right.
I think that was some good. Good talk.
We'll just edit this part out.
No, man, this is good. This is a good conversation. The baseball heads would appreciate it.
That's true. That's why I just listen.
Mm-hmm.
Do a little nod. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I just taught you something that you didn't know. So,
what? That baseball is boring?
No.
And only a select few get to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm. And now you can't even pump steroids because you have to check for that.
Yeah.
You give yourself an edge.
They just keep ruining Chit.
Well, how about Aaron Judge, though? I don't want to stay on baseball too long, but have you seen what Aaron Judge is doing?
I mean, I hear about it. I have zero interest in.
I know you don't watch it.
Watching that noggin hit the ball every day.
I mean, we're witnessing greatness. and I hate to say it because
Is he on pace to break his record again?
So it hits you with another stat that's pretty insane. So Judge is a little bit old. He started in the majors at 26 years old, so he had a late start. He's played 955 games, and he's already hit 300 homers. He's the fastest to hit 300 homers game-wise. So like in 955 games, he's hit 300 homers. The next fastest after him, who was first until now, was Ralph Kiner back in 1960, I think it was. And he did it in 1,058 games, or 1,098 games.
So 100 less games.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of games. And he's done this quicker than guys like Ken Griffey, Mark McGwire. Obviously, anybody that's on the list, he's done it quicker than all of them. And these guys are prolific home run hitters. The sucky part is that he's not going to – I don't think he's going to hit over 600 home runs because he's already 32 years old. But what he's doing is just – it's insane. It's like, dude, like a couple years ago, everybody was like, oh, Aaron Judge isn't that good. You know, he was kind of like – he kept getting hurt.
Always getting hurt, yeah.
Seeing him at a full – like healthy last year and this year, we're witnessing greatness. Like he's up there. He's gonna finish an all-time Yankee and probably up there with like the Mickey Mantles and not a Babe Ruth. I don't think anybody's gonna be Babe Ruth, but at that level,
Aaron Judge. I haven't seen many of his cards like pop up anywhere. I wonder why that is.
I mean,
they're holding on to it. You think?
It depends. Like, I know guys that have his first Bowmans. We saw it at the National. Like that guy Morgan. He has a couple. He has a blue out of 150 selling for like $60K. I mean, how many people are buying Aaron Judge cards for $60K? I mean, you could find the buyers, but
I was throwing all that shit out.
I don't think we did any 2013 Bowman at the time.
All the Otanis, though, they're gone.
Yep.
I gotta go to the dump to find those things.
I'm still finding Otanis for some reason. Like I was just opening a couple boxes that I had here, like the bulk boxes. I'm like, oh, an Otani, all right. It's like it's the lower end rookies, but still, easy $50-$60.
I don't know how that happens.
I don't know, man. I just threw shit in different boxes, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I mean. You're buying Judge rookie cards right now from 2017. I mean, a PSA 10 base card is selling for $100, and there's tons of them.
I just feel like I don't see them quite as often as the Otanis and even Trout. I still see his stuff pop up. Obviously the newer guys that are going crazy. And have a bunch of hype, but
I just think it's probably because you're not looking for it.
Maybe
now that you talk about it, maybe you'll start seeing them.
Fuck, I hope not. I don't want that on my feed.
And that's the other thing. You don't really follow baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I do want a nice Griffey though. You know that. It's the only guy.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to pay for.
I mean, the Griffey in the Topps Chrome this year is one of the best cards I've ever seen.
Well, he's got the best autograph ever.
Yeah, his autograph is insane, and it just looks so sleek and clean on that card, though, on the chrome, but the image too. Like, I think it's perfect. It just looks so nice.
You know what really baffles my mind is how does he do that on every single card?
Every card
that he signs. How is it always perfect? I mean, I've never seen a bad Griffey auto.
It's definitely one of the best, for sure.
When you see it, like, oh, man, that's nice. Because his autograph is so, perfect. I'm like, does he have someone signing for him or something?
Nah.
I don't think so either. It's just really, really nice auto. I've seen, Jeter. Jeter has a pretty nice auto, too. It's not as, perfect and as legible as Griffey's, but, I've seen Jeter, sign, bad. I've seen bad autos of Jeter. For the most part, he's pretty clean too, but I've never seen a bad Griffey auto. Never.
Hard to spot. Yeah, you're right. They all look nice every time. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Every time, I see a Griffey in a showcase, it's always the same response. It's like, ooh, I think just because, like you said, like that autograph itself, just looks so clean, so nice
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter what card you put it on. The card just looks good.
Yeah.
The way he does it. But
Yeah, I don't know. You just
yeah, I
got
got to
faith.
get one though. I want a nice Griffey card at some point. We'll see. I mean, I had one, but it was
Open up these Onyx. That
no,
kid
I
pulled
don't
it.
want it on recycled paper. Fuck that shit.
Or that kid that pulled one?
It was a Griffey?
Yeah. Green ink. The best card you could pull out of that.
Yeah, basically. Oh well. Whatever.
Yeah, a couple left there. I may just pop them open.
You never know, I guess.
You have some too.
I'm not opening that.
But yeah. So no, I guess enough baseball talk for you.
It's all good. I know a little bit, but
Yeah, because you listen to me fucking babble about it.
and it's on Sports Center and it's on the radio, so you kind of you hear it, but it is what it is. I mean, we had the Olympics too this summer.
I was just about to talk about that.
Man, the Olympics, a lot of controversy, a lot of weird stuff like the breakdance.
Did you see her thing this morning? She posted a video asking.
Did she?
Yeah. She posted a video asking people to pretty much knock it off. She was just
What?
like, yeah, she was like, I'm just asking the media to just stop, like, because supposedly it's affecting her family, and she's saying it's too much, and if everybody could just stop.
Yeah, nice try. That's definitely not going to work. I mean, you put yourself in a public thing and decide to dance in that manner as a professional, supposedly.
Yeah,
Ain't
but
no way.
what? How did she get there? I mean,
Raygun is her name.
the best breakdancer in Australia. How much breakdancing is happening in Australia? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know, man, but they do a lot of kangaroo hops apparently.
I mean, I've always thought of breakdancing being more of like a urban, kind of thing, and I know Asians are all about it too because they're really good dancers. But I've never, I never thought Australia would have a breakdancing team. And it goes to show. I mean, maybe that's just her style, but it did not look good.
Didn't look good. It just looked like it looked fake.
There's a video of her. I don't know if it was after the event or before, of her like walking out of the arena, and like there was like a group of fans out there. I guess they were all like Australians, and she did like a break dance. That performance out on the street was way better than what she did on stage.
She got the.
It wasn't good, but at least it was better.
She got the jitters. She got nervous when she got up there.
Yeah, I
started wiling out.
I don't know what the thought process was, or I don't know.
I mean, where was the rest of her team to just like throw in the towel? Like, don't let it go on.
They should have towel thrower.
Yeah, something like no, stop. That's it. It was worse that they let her just do the whole thing and then at the end still tally up the score for 0. Like, that was the worst.
She mentioned that on the video this morning. She mentioned that there is no scorekeeping in breakdancing. I'm like, but then how did people win? How does that make sense?
How did you join a competition and didn't know the rules? Like, how else would they do this?
I don't know, man. Very strange.
Oh man, that was embarrassing. It's terrible.
I thought the breakdancing was cool. Like, I thought it was a cool event. Like, it's a new event. Like, it's kids would probably like it. But I think that's never happening again.
Well, I don't think it's never happening again because of her. Apparently, it was one of the most expensive competitions of the Olympics because they had to pay a shit ton of money for using the music. Remember, they got to get permission, all this stuff. So I think it just cost them so much money. So I don't think they're doing it again because of that. It just wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, the next Olympics, though, in LA, they're going to bring some new stuff. I was actually surprised. One of the new sports they're bringing is that they're having on there is lacrosse. I really thought that lacrosse was always a sport there, but I guess not.
I think it's an American sport.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's big where I am.
Yeah, it's huge now. Like
It's pretty big.
lacrosse is getting really big, but it's more of a North American sport, like Canada, because it's almost like field hockey.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same concept, and I don't think they really play that like in Europe or anything like that. So I don't know. I
might
did
be
hear
right.
about that, and I know they're bringing in like fast pitch softball. I think
And flag football.
flag football. So that's cool, but I mean, it gives good reason to create like leagues for that and kind of try to pick the best out and perform in the Olympics. But again, like flag football, who's playing flag football in India? And and China.
Well, you're not going to have people in every country, but
I know.
yeah, the countries that
And
participate.
have 3 or 4 countries.
No, but football is
It's growing. I know
it's
it's growing.
definitely growing in Mexico, even in Europe. It's
They
definitely
play in
growing.
Portugal.
Is it?
There's a football league in Portugal. Yeah.
Yeah, in Europe, I mean, they tried for a little bit, and I think it was starting to gain some popularity, but it seems like it's starting to grow now.
Yeah. Well, with them going out and playing it, the NFL going to the different countries and playing it definitely helps.
Yeah,
Exposes it a little more.
I think it'll be cool. Right, and remember, it's in 4 years, so you have 4 years to really promote and maybe get other people interested in it. So there's still plenty of time.
Good thing they're doing flag football, not regular football, because
That would be nuts.
can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, what's a country with like the smallest people? Like India has small people. I mean, every country has
Small people?
Yeah, but like
The Philippines.
the Philippines, perfect. Like, can you imagine like the Philippines putting together a professional football
Peru.
to compete
Get those.
to compete against these massive players from America?
Imagine like the Polish team, mad lanky and tall.
Yeah, well, I mean they'll have a little better shot. At least they're
I
big.
guess. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean it's cool to see them putting in new sports. I think that's I mean basketball is always big.
I think they're getting rid of boxing. I might be wrong, but I could have sworn they were getting rid of boxing.
Boxing has always been like a really like highly sought after event in Olympics. Isn't that where what's his name kind of made his name? Anthony something, I forget his name.
Joshua?
Or Joshua, yeah. Is it Anthony Joshua?
Is it?
I think it's something like that. Wherever. He won the gold medal a few years ago. Then I guess he was pro or he was college and then became pro after the I don't know, something like that. But then he won like the title. I think that's where he made his name. But it's cool to see different sports. I think that's
I can't wait for them to bring in some MMA. That's an international sport now.
I don't think it's happening. It's too violent. Not like UFC. I mean, not like full contact like that. I think
you have to. Why not? Have a tournament.
Like they have karate. Didn't they have karate in the Olympics?
Do they?
I think so. I thought they did.
Do they still have sumo wrestling?
I don't think they did. They do that?
Did they? Yeah. Well, wrestling is mad contact.
Yeah, but not to a point where you're like gonna break like.
It's literally 1-on-1, and
I guess boxing is full contact too. So.
Of course it is.
I don't know. It's just so brutal. UFC's mad violent. It's the way you can break somebody's arm.
I understand.
Or they just fall, just like it's mad brutal.
But I think it should be like a tournament. And why not? I think it's cool. I think it'll be cool.
It is.
I mean, it's international. Everybody's doing it. It's a very popular sport. Like, why not? You're doing wrestling. What the hell's going on here?
Did you see that? Did you see that video? I was getting off topic, but the video of the pole vaulter, the guy in the blue, when he
What the?
you gotta watch. I mean, not to be gay or anything like that, but you just have to watch it. Like it just, you're just like, how did that happen? Pretty funny. You gotta watch it. But it's like you see it all. You're like, what the heck? Is he wearing no underwear? Like what? They wear like some type of something
Almost
that
like
compacts everything, because that thing was just out there.
a cup?
Something.
You said it was a pole vaulter?
Yeah. It's a guy in the blue. I think he's wearing blue.
I started typing in Olympic pole, and the first thing that comes up is Olympic pole vaulter hits junk.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
It's exactly what it's junk.
What the? Why is it so sideways? What the fuck? It's a horizontal ass dick. It's going like this.
It was like,
but why is it like this? Not like this.
He's obviously packing. I think he had to, sometimes when you have to just fix it.
What?
You just find out what's the best way.
Does he have some like pancake balls? It's just flat.
I don't know what happened there, man.
Oh man, that was terrible. That was very, very bouncy. I wonder if the commentator said anything like, "Oh, ooh."
I'm sure the women were like, "Oh, that was insane."
Oh man, that's good. That's a good one.
Apparently, he got offered $250K by an adult site.
Oh my god! Right away.
It's just crazy. So, anyway, speaking of the Olympics, we'll get back on track here. How about that? What do you think that triple auto's coming out?
Yeah, tops now with the basketball. The U.S. basketball team: Kevin Durant, LeBron, Steph Curry. You get a shot at potentially hitting that 101 triple autograph.
Well, it's over, right? You can't buy it anymore, right?
Can't buy it anymore. Did you buy any?
No, I ended up not.
I bought a few.
I was on the site to buy it, but then I started doing something else, and I just totally forgot about it.
Yeah, I bought a few. I think it's a cool card anyway. But yeah, man, you pull that 101. That's going to be a crazy card. Just having all three autographs of those guys, Olympic champions, world champions. All three are multiple time champions. So I mean, to have all three on a card like that, I'm assuming it's going to be on card. It has to be.
Yeah, you can't make that card anymore.
I mean, if they make that a sticker,
yeah, you can't do that.
That has to be on card. Topps is good for that anyway.
But I'm very surprised. Yeah, they're really good with on cards. But I'm surprised that the bounty for it is 150. I would assume that's a easy, at least $500,000 card.
There's 3 bounties now.
So
I know of. There could be more. There's the $100,000 bounty from Jeff Wilson.
Yep.
So $100,000, and he'll give you a VIP experience at the Cards HQ, which is cool. Then you have $150,000 from, I think, Slam Dunk Sports or Slam something. I forget. I'm sorry, but they offered $150,000. And then I'm assuming you said 150 because of Golden.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is cool too. That one's a really good one. You get 150,000 cash advance, so they're going to throw it on the auction, which I think is smart because I think it's going to go for more than that.
Yeah,
I really think it'll be more than that. So he gives you the advance non-refundable, so you automatically get 150K, and potentially you can be on the next season of King of Collectibles.
That's cool.
Which is cool. So you get 150K no matter what. It could auction off for more, so you potentially make more money and you get to be on the show. I think that's pretty cool. That's probably the best one right now.
Yeah, but I just think, I mean, yeah, the experience and all that. So, I mean, is that 100? I mean, to me, that's $500,000. If they had a $500,000 bounty on a Zion Williamson 101 a few years ago,
Yep.
this card's got to be worth at least 500 grand. I mean, I don't see it. So is the experience worth 250, 300 grand? I mean, I don't know. I would cash.
Yeah. So initially, the first bounty was that 100K from Jeff. It was 100K, and then you get the VIP experience at Cards HQ. If it were me, I would not have taken that. I would have just held on to it. Somebody would have offered more money.
Yeah.
So I'd wait on that. But seeing the golden offer to me is a little better because of the fact that you're not locked into just 150K. You'll get that no matter what.
Plus,
it goes on auction. You could potentially make a lot more, but to me, it's better. And plus, like the stuff with golden, he already has, his elite guys and people that will spend money. Like he knows all those people, and they're constantly buying the big stuff. So, if it's somebody who's really interested in something like that, they're going to pay a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
No, so you have a better shot there.
That golden is definitely the better option.
There's also another bounty for another card. It's not the Olympic thing, but the Victor Wembanyama when Topps Chrome comes out. Basketball, you're going to see the Victor Autos Superfractor. It was I think Blaze. I think they have a $250,000 on that one.
Crazy.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean,
I think that's a good one.
Wembanyama is already way better than Zion. So, I mean, I know the values were so much higher back in 2020.
Yeah.
But Wembanyama is the real deal.
Barring him
getting hurt, but he's...
Exactly.
I don't see him being a guy that's going to be getting hurt like that because he just plays a different style and he's so lean, so skinny. He reminds me of just a bigger Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, it's like he figured out how to use his body the right way. Because you see sometimes like these bigger guys, they look uncomfortable. Like they can play, but it doesn't look natural. With Wemby, I mean, the way he moves, it's like he knew how to figure out how to play the game with his body. And with that height and everything that goes along with it.
And he's just not as aggressive. He's more of a finesse guy. Like he can shoot the three.
Yep.
He doesn't need to drive to the basket like Zion does. Like Zion goes full speed and he's a big dude. You got a almost 300-pound guy driving. Yeah, it's scary. You don't want to stand in front of him, but he's more likely to get hurt because he's not in. He's in shape, but he's not fat, but he's big. He's girthy. Basketball player, and you've seen that. Like a lot of those guys don't really pan out because they're so big and they just can't stay on the court. I've seen that with plenty of guys. Guys that come to mind like Zach Randolph was one. He was a big dude. He wasn't as hurt as much as Zion, but like Zion was supposed to be like the better version of him, like a 2010 guy that can score from anywhere. And you just don't see it. There was a guy that they nicknamed Baby Charles, or Baby, what was it? Yeah, Baby Charles, I think it was. Baby Barkley. He played for the Knicks, Clarence Weatherspoon. And he was always a big guy. Can never make it happen. Like he was a good player, but he can never stay healthy. These guys just can't stay on the court. And with a guy like Wembanyama, like you saw with Antetokounmpo, like he never got hurt. He was skinny. Yep. He was skinny. Like, he's a little shorter, but he's still 6'10". That's still pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
But then he put on the muscle, and I think that's what you're going to see with Wemby. He's going to put on a little bit more muscle. And just be that player who doesn't need to drive. And Antetokounmpo drives to the basket. Like he's violent as well. But like Wemby doesn't need to do that. He can shoot from the outside. He literally just has to lift his arms to.
That's all he does, man. Speaking of that, how awesome was that shot of Steph Curry throwing the ball up with Wembanyama jumping up trying to block?
You see how hard that is?
Oh my God, that was iconic, man. That shot is like one of those images where it's gonna stick forever. It just looks so awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely.
So that's a poster right there.
It's a poster, but it's definitely going to be a card. It's got to be.
I hope so.
Card.
I hope so. That's a good one. For sure, that's a good one. That guy, whoever took that shot, is going to make a ton of money.
Yeah, no, it's a good photo. But it just shows you how big he is.
Yeah, it looks crazy. And Steph isn't, I mean, he's a small guy, so it's even crazier just to see that. It's just wild.
Steph is only 6 foot. And, you know, he's tall, but not for a basketball player.
Yeah.
Just, it's almost a 2 foot difference in height.
It's crazy. It looked crazier because of how he extended his hands. So to see all that length and this little guy just shooting up a little bit, it's like...
And not getting blocked. Like,
yeah.
Not block that shot.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
Yeah. Did you watch the Steph Curry show, the Mr. Throwback?
No.
It's pretty good. It's on Netflix. Is it Netflix? Or it might be Prime. Not one of those. Or Peacock. One of them.
There's more streaming services if you want to name them.
I mean, it's one of them. I've been binge watching so many shows. I watched the John Cena movie today.
Which one?
The new one that just came out. Jackpot.
Oh, I saw the promo for it. Is it good? Is it funny?
It's funny. I mean, he's funny, and the movie's all right. I mean, the concept is okay. It's I like that.
It's a John Cena movie.
It's John Cena, but he's
like the corny guy now.
He's funny in it. He's corny, but it's like raunchy corny.
Yeah, that's his thing now. Like that's his shtick.
Yeah.
In all these movies is like he's like some corny, like super sexual, fucking dopey guy.
And just saying silly shit.
Yeah.
He's kind of the same in this one. I liked him in that other movie. What was it?
Oh, it was a name, Ricky Stenicki.
I thought that one was good. I thought he was really good in that. This one, it's a little different. He's still silly, but he's like more serious silly. It's a rated R movie, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's corny. But I would watch it again just to like watch it. But like you gotta watch it and you'll see what I'm talking about. Like the acting.
I liked them in, I think it's called Vacation Friends or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet.
You gotta watch it. It's just so wild. Wild.
Did you ever watch him in that movie with the girl? What's her name? The chubbier blonde girl.
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer. Did you watch the one with him in that? He's funny in that too.
Which one is that one?
It's like Heartbreak? No.
Amy Schumer.
Wrecked or something wrecked. Trainwreck, I think it is.
Oh, Trainwreck, yeah.
He's funny in that.
Did I see this one?
When he's saying like silly shit when he's trying to bang her, or like when he's in bed with her.
Oh, no, I didn't see this one. I did not see this one.
He's funny.
I gotta see it then.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna binge John Cena movies.
I mean,
who the fuck does that?
He is funny. Just the silly shit that he says.
Yeah, that's his thing. That really is his thing.
Yeah, you should watch this one. It's all right. It's just
all right. Maybe I will. You said the new one, right?
Yeah,
Jackpot.
But is that all we have on the agenda?
I think so. I mean, I wanted to talk a little bit about breaking on Facebook. and that fucking debacle right now.
I mean,
Sucks.
it's not the fad anymore.
Damn.
When we started, that was what people did, and there wasn't many breakers out. There was a lot. There was still a lot. It's not like
Yeah.
now it's all over the platforms, and it's just not. You're gonna get the older guys on there, just not. Anybody new that's coming in is doing Whatnot now. Fanatics Live, and I still think Whatnot's king, in my opinion.
Yeah. Definitely is. I mean, I'll go on there just to kind of see like what's happening type of thing. Like let's see what's going on tonight type of thing. And there's a lot of people on there breaking or selling singles, whatever they're doing. And I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean,
And the majority of them suck. Like I feel like the stream just sucks.
yeah.
And I don't get it. But I guess it's the thing. I guess that's what people are into now. They just the thing now is, back then you would have, your followers or group members or whatever, and you'd make a post. Everybody would chime in, comment, claim spots, talk about things, post things for sale, stuff like that. And it was very like real time. Now it seems like if you want to be a breaker or anything like this, you need to devote 6, 8, 10 hours a day of just sitting there on the stream where probably 80% of the time is dead silence or nothing happening because you're waiting for people to come in and out and see the spots, maybe grab a spot, come back later, or new people start coming in and stuff like that. And it feels like that's what it is now, because for a bit I thought that, like, with these streamers, I thought that they would jump on, post a break, and it would just be active. And I guess I did it to myself thinking that, but now when I check things out, it seems like it's not like that. I'm just so used to watching like the highlight videos and the big pull videos and stuff like that from the same, top people, that it seems like that's all they're doing is just going there, staying hyped and pulling stuff. But when you actually take the time to watch, it's not like that. It takes time. And I don't know. I guess that's the thing now. I think you just need to have that time, as opposed to back then. You didn't really need to have the time to devote yourself to fill in a break. You just posted it, and then within a day it fills, you break or whatever, and you move on. It's just not like that anymore. It's just so dead on Facebook. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's what kind of like, we're used to posting a break, back in 2017 when we were doing it pretty heavy. We would fill a break in about a day. Sometimes we would snap fill a break, but that was rare. But you would have that time, like you would fill the break over a day. You can kind of schedule it for the day that it fills, kind of schedule the time yourself at the end of the night or whenever you want to do it. And it gives you a little more freedom like that. With Whatnot, it's like you said, you sit there and you try to fill. Like you can fill a break pretty quickly if you just do $1 spots and let it roll.
Yeah, but then you're asked out
Then you're
sometimes.
asked out.
Most of the time, probably.
And I do think you do have to create a little bit of a following like that. So maybe taking cheaper products and just trying to move it for, pennies on the dollar. But I don't know. I mean, Facebook is a little more forgiving, where we can take the time. We're taking days to fill breaks now, right now. Nothing we're doing wrong. We're just trying, we're putting the product out there and seeing who wants in. I mean, could we promote it a little bit better? Yeah, probably. But we're kind of doing what we did years ago. That worked. What we were doing years ago was working. But I think it's evolved so much that, we're kind of behind the 8 ball now. So I think we're having a little more of a private conversation publicly, but there's ways we can sweeten it up. I guess we can try different routes and stuff that we talked about. But yeah, Facebook breaks. It's not where it's at anymore.
Yeah, because I do. There are still guys that do it, and some guys are decent names, like they're reputable, and yeah, it does take them a few days, sometimes a week, and eventually they get it done, but it is kind of painful to see.
And it's
And
painful to do too, like the
yeah,
process of posting a break and keeping up with it
yeah,
and constantly updating it, which is like, I look at guys like Real Breaks who pretty much started with us. We kind of started around the same time. They had a little bit different way of how they started, but regardless, they were really consistent and just on it. And now they're on Facebook, but they're not doing Facebook breaks. They're using
no,
their platform, which is working really well. But they built it to that, and they still use Facebook to promote and let people know. But guys like that, you got to kind of give kudos to because they figured it out. And so. But there's other guys. I mean, there's a lot of breakers that we started with that I don't see around anymore. We're still kind of in there, but like they're just not. I don't see them anywhere. I think like Badger's another one that I think they still do Facebook, but they kind of use their website as well. And
yeah, they funnel it majority of the time through their website, which is pretty cool.
But yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I think
it is what it is. I just hate that Facebook has been so dead with breaks.
But Facebook was the platform for everything. 5 to 10 years ago, it was Facebook. There was no TikTok. There was no Instagram. It was starting.
Yeah,
It was Facebook was the platform. And now when you throw in platforms like Whatnot, Drip, fucking Twitch.
I think I'm just getting old. I have the old mentality.
I'm with you.
I don't know why. I have to evolve. I don't know why I'm stuck.
I'm with you. And we're not as flashy as those.
Fuck Whatnot. All right, fine. Don't fuck it, but damn.
Well, if anybody's interested, I'll be doing some Whatnot next week.
Fuck, you're gonna lose a ton of money.
I'm gonna do singles, solid singles. I have over 20,000 cards here that I don't mind losing $1 on.
Oh man,
Doing a lot of singles next week, so I'll see what happens, and then maybe we can evolve into breaks, and mostly to promote my Zions too. Like I want to try to get that going. See what happens. I know guys that do like repacks on Whatnot. You saw that one video where he was just like, you couldn't even see what was being pulled. I don't know how people like that get away with it.
oh, the really quick guy that just says, oh, and just fucking tosses it aside, and then he has a stack of 50 of them. Somebody pays $5,000, and like, I don't know what's happening here.
Like,
you don't see any of them.
But it works.
I don't know how. It makes no damn sense.
It works, man. I don't know how he does it.
Oh my god. And then all you have to do apparently is just fucking one touch every single you have. All it needs is a little shine. Any chrome or refractor, put it in a fucking one touch and you're getting 5, 6, 10 times the retail cost.
Yep. That makes no sense to me. I can see like $1 or $2 more than, but not $1 card selling for $20.
Yep.
Yeah, but
I don't get it.
That's shame on the people that are buying, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't blame the seller at that point. But that's all right because I'm starting to stock up on some one touches. You know what I'm saying?
Some Mac Pros.
Yep. I'm taking my dollar box is no longer dollar box. I'm gonna no. I'm not gonna Mac Pro it. It's just a one touch. So the dollar box now becomes a 20 and over box. Love that shit. Very simple.
Go on Whatnot. I'm sure you could sell it. Even if you get $2 for it.
Yep.
Out. What do you get the one touches for? Like 50 cents each?
No, from buying, like any that I've been buying that have a one touch, I'll just save it now. I'll clean it up.
Oh, okay. A lot of them are like I anytime I get one touch cards, I take it out and I throw it away.
Usually, that's what I used to do too. But
Always.
I have this like plastic cleaner thing that sometimes clears up a lot of the scratches.
Well, there you go. That's the time you need to. That's why you got to sell it for 10 times the time you're spending on cleaning
Yep,
things.
I guess so. Fuck,
But I do
damn.
love the Mac Pros. The Mac Pros are nice.
Yeah, Mac Pros are where it's at. Mac Pros are definitely where it's at. I mean, we get complimented all the time now on our cards that are Mac Pro'd. So it's definitely very appealing when you see it in the showcases or when you pull it out of the boxes. I mean, they're very, very nice, very sleek, very clear.
Mm-hmm.
So they're good.
Yep, sure. But you want to end this on some man shit? Some man shit?
Oh, what happened?
Huh?
What happened?
Oh, I don't really have any stories today
Fuck.
but I was curious to see if you had one.
I'm sure there are. I just can't think of it right now.
Oh, I got one. I got a pretty
What
good.
happened?
That's not a. I mean, it's more of a modern, like a social media star. One of your favorites, actually. So I don't know if you know
Well,
Haley Welch, the Hawk Tua girl.
love that shit.
She threw out the first pitch in the Mets game today.
I saw that.
Which you know what the craziest part is? Is that today at Citi Field was like a family day.
What?
The whole thing. This is why the Mets lost today. The whole thing was wrong from the get. So, they introduced her. They didn't introduce her as a Hawk Tour girl. They introduced her as Haley Welch, right? And I'm sure everybody now at this point knows who she is. And she drew out the first pitch. It was a terrible first pitch. It barely made it to the plate. But regardless, she's not an athlete or whatever. But then she did her friend from the video, the one that was in
the chest bump.
She did a chest bump with her, and I don't think she was wearing a bra. Because when she did the chest bump, you just see that just like
like the guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was pretty funny, and it's kind of like the Mets just doing Mets things.
Yeah, it didn't make sense when I saw it. I'm like, well, I don't understand why she's throwing for the Mets. Like, there's no connection here whatsoever.
No, I think they just jumped on the hype train, I guess, because she's so hot right now. But definitely not. I mean, kids and stuff not knowing what it is. It's like I'm sure kids know who she is, but not like younger kids. You know what I mean?
I guess.
I thought it was a weird look, but it is a Mets thing. I'm a huge Mets fan. It's a Mets thing to do. Is kind of do something like that, and they take a 5-0 lead, and then they lost 7-6. So there's that. So
fucking back to baseball. What the fuck?
It always goes back to baseball with me.
That's some bullshit.
But anyway, yeah. So that happened today. So that's all I got.
I missed out on her card. I was trying to get one of her cards from Leaf. I missed out on it. I was upset.
You see her interview with Bill Maher?
She's done a lot of interviews. I haven't heard it yet. I'm probably going to listen to that tomorrow. But she's her personality is amazing.
She's funny. She's definitely down to earth and funny.
Yep.
The whole interview was a little weird. I kind of got weird vibes from Bill Maher on it.
He's a weird guy.
Yeah, I know that. Just it was a little like cringe at times.
But it was, I think, because she kind of pulled it out of him. Like, she would make comments and then he would be like, "Oh."
Yeah, but I think he was asking okay questions. I think just some of the questions, the way they were presented, I was like, ugh. 50-year-old man or whatever age he is.
Yep. He's in his 60s, I think.
Yeah. But the one funny part that again went fucking viral is her doing, and I'm sure you've seen it. You know that song from who sings it? Alicia Keys.
Oh yeah, where she's like, she's
Concrete
basically
jungle,
telling
wet
you what she
dream
heard, and is
tomato.
yeah.
Concrete jungle, wet dream tomato, and I cannot hear it any other way anymore.
Yep, you're fucked.
It went viral, and she has a knack for that, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously because of who she is. I don't know if it was just a regular person at this point, it would have gone viral, but it was good. And she said it like so like easily, like it was normal. She was like,
Yep.
"Concrete jungle, wet dream tomato," you know, the song New York. And that was, and then Bill Maher was like, "What?" Like, he was just confused. He's like, "Is that what you hear?" Yeah, then he started talking about how like you hear things in songs. So, yeah. Ellie Welch, next big thing.
Yep.
She loves Donald Trump.
Yep.